Very good morning to you. I believe it's the 21st of February. Rommel's a bit grumbly. He's just had filed a complaint in my direction. I think Napoleon's annoying him today, but it's not that hard to annoy Rommel, especially in the morning. So I think he's behind the curtain at the moment, so he might have a grumble and a gripe. Just let him be. Hopefully you're not grumbling and griping, and if your body feels a bit grumbly and a bit gripey, then we can iron it out a little with some of these mobility moves that are in store for you. I say in store, you don't have to go in and buy it because everything's free. Movement is free. It's just that you've got to make that tiny snippet of effort to do it. And sometimes it's that bit that costs us. Right, if you've got your brew in hand, let's take, well, this is my first slurp of the day. It's always the good one, that. And do you like my cup? I got this from a, what was it? An Ibis. Ibis. The Abyss. I got it from the Abyss Hotel when Bex and I stayed in what felt like a micro room with two of us in it when we were in Belgium last year. Morning everybody. Right, here we are. O'Deal's here. Tick. Chris is here. Tick. Christine Rowland's here. Tick. Morning George. Tick, you're here. It's looking mighty rainy outside today. In fact, it looks a little bit rainier on this panel of the window because I think it's not, what do you call it? It's burst, it's bust, it's done something, and the double glazing looks like there's a little bit of condensation just getting on the inside. I can't think of the word to describe it though. Anyway, that aside, it is raining outside. It's not just an optical illusion. Morning Vivian, morning Paul, morning Maddie, Gillian with a J. Blown. Thank you, Chris. That's what it's done. The glass has blown, or the seal has blown, something like that. I knew it began with a B. Right, let's see. Hope you're feeling all right today, people. Sometimes we can have a good night's sleep and feel pretty good, but the body still feels a little like... There's no words to describe it. You just have to make that noise. Morning, Bridget. Right, 1 minute to go. I will be taking my cuppa in hand. Morning, Sheila. Right, is it freezing again? It's not freezing at my end. It's this naff internet that we've got. Do you know what? Stay there. I'm gonna throw it to 3G. Fingers crossed we won't get kicked off, but just wait for me there a sec. Right, we're on the 4G, so hopefully this has transferred us over to some better airways. Oh, Carol Elliott's at Centre Parks. Morning, Francis. Morning, Sheila. Morning, Sandra. Right, morning, everybody. Hey, up me duck. Come on, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Nearly forgot to do that. Morning, you're with me, Kelsey Leverton, for today's 8 AM, and today is Wednesday, the 21st of February, 2024. I told you Rommel was griping. I'm just going to let him out the door. As I do that, if you would like to set yourself up in seated or in standing and apply good posture. Come on, you. Okie doke. I am back. Standing tall, sitting tall, then take a hip walk forwards if you are sat in your seat. Feel free to come up into standing at any point, if that's right for you today, or back down into seated. Lift tall then, get the rib cage up and away from your hips and start your foot pedals. Really just take a moment with your posture here, in seated and in standing, lifting tall. Let's keep the legs simple so we can put just a small bit of focus into the posture tweaks. Use your external support, maybe both hands, maybe one hand, maybe no hands at some points. See how you feel. The moves are different. They'll make you feel different. That might be in the movement itself, but also in your standing or sitting position. Anyway, into the leg marches, bringing in the arm swings when you're ready. Possibly that second arm in if it all is feeling steady when you're on your feet, and get your coordination working opposite arm to leg, driving back the elbow, just slightly picking up the knee. It's not really a very high knee lift at all. And if you are lifting your toes off the floor, maybe your toes only lifting off a very tiny height up, and that's all it needs. You're going to start feeling warmer. Now, if hips are aching a bit, or outer side of your hips, as they might do in standing a bit more than in seated, then you might want to go back down to foot pedals. Or you might want to just give the legs a small pause and finish up with your arm swings on their own. So if you do that, maybe just take a moment to take your feet a tiny bit wider, which will help with your balance and your stability and feeling solid in your standing position. All right, take a pause there. Coming into our top trio then, going up with the shoulders and then round and circling the shoulders. So let's do about 4 or 5 lifts and presses first. Just smooth and steady. Notice what your shoulder blades are getting up to over the back of you there. If you need external support, come a bit closer. Maybe try and use your external support so it's not hindering or restricting any movement there. So just the back of my hand there is touching the back of the chair. Well, the armchair. So my arms can still do, well, the shoulders can still do their bit without the arm getting in the way. Forwards, up, round, back and down for your shoulder circles. Just take a moment, opening the posture there and squeezing back the shoulder blades. There we go. Feel all right? Let's have a look at our head turns then. I'm bringing my drink back. I'm going to put it on the table and have a couple of slurps when you're not looking. So up with the chest, back with the shoulders. Remind them where we left them a moment ago. Look over to the side. You might be able to just slightly glance over your shoulder as you do this as well. That's good. I can just hear a couple of tiny clicks. So you might find that there's maybe a slight clickage or clunkage as you get moving. Try and leave your collarbones, the whole front of your body, facing forward so we're not trunk twisting at the same time. Now, often in our day-to-day moves, that will occur. If your head can't look round to a certain point, then the trunk helps us out with getting a bit more vision round the corner. But just for the purpose of this move, leave the trunk out of it. It's got its own gig in a minute. And just focus purely on neck. Let those muscles and the joints, more importantly, warm up and loosen. There we go. All right, take a pause there after you've done about 4 or 5 good ones on each side. If your first one was a bit, then have another one. Or revisit these a little later on. So this time we're going to be stacking the spine at the back of the neck by tucking the chin in. We've got a few extra creases in there. You see, I needed a head turn then to see what was occurring over my shoulder. Tucking in and release. And again with a tuck in and release. Can you two stop? It's Nelson and Napoleon now. 4 or 5 of them, job done, lovely stuff. Head, neck, shoulders loosened. Reach and row. This does get into the trunk. As you can see, my shoulders are just turning round to the side. That means the spine is twisting, the muscles are moving in the middle, the arms and shoulders are adding extra warmth into our trunk. Right, a few more. Maybe go with a wider standing position for all of your trunk moves. Broadening the base at the bottom end keeps us more steady and stable and more able to focus on movement within the top half, well, the middle bit. So when you're ready, take up some support and lean to the side into your first side bend, which is tight and stiff. Relax, recover. Ready for the first one on the other side, external support. Oh, a bit tight, stiff and restrictive. Keep going because that will change. If you're in seated, as you lean away, just keep your opposite hip pressed into the seat so you don't feel like you're tipping. You are bending. Here's the other one. You come to look for your brother's tail. Down we go, back we sit, up tall in the middle. Keep going with a couple more of those. Good move to crowbar in. Maybe if you stood in a queue, sat in a chair, you can do some side bends or some trunk twists, or even some back extensions as we come into last. Trunk twist next though. Couple of options here. Stand freely, maybe without support. Nudge up to it with your hips so you can feel the support behind you. Nudge up to it to the front so that you can feel your hips touching, or your tummy or your legs in front of you, or just sit on your hips and that will keep them still. Whichever one you want, the trunk twist is the same, just taking the arms and shoulders and head and body around out of your hips. Try not to be tempted to pull yourself into the move. Just twist and turn, find your limit, and then you may, after a couple more, be able to just feel like you're twisting and turning that little bit further. There is a limit here though to how far we can spine twist. Come back to your upright, active posture in the middle. So we're putting movement into the positions, the postures that are the best that we can be. So we're redoing stuff around a better starting point. All right, back extensions then. So trouser trunks. Trunk movements are they're the sorter outerers of my body during this time of day. Hands on your thighs, you might want to go onto your external support. You might want to track them round to your hips. But if you do that in standing, just be aware of the potential balance challenge that might pose to you. Lift up tall, really lengthen, find your best and most upright posture, and then take the shoulders back. You'll feel kind of like your rib cage just lifting and popping a small way there, then recover. Now with the head, important, keep your chin down. So the chin tuck position that we did in top trio, deploy that into this move, and then your balance, that will make a difference to it. You won't feel like you're weighing your head over your shoulders there. Lift, 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 chin down, look down, and back you go. Job done. 5. Another 5, another few, another 1 or 2 later in the day can give you that upright extension of your posture, as a lot of our tasks and our movements and stuff and how we sit and our, if you like, if you want to call them bad habits, revolve around rounded shoulders, slumped posture, just that. Okay, have a pedal, some toe lifts, some fidgety feet. You know what to do. Choose what you'd like. Maybe just try and spread your toes, really open the toes out. Maybe tuck them under into, might need to shift a bit of weight here actually. Offload the foot, lift up the arch. When you're pointing your toes, you'll feel the arch curve its way over. Your standing option, make yourself secure with your balance. Standing leg, really secure, and especially in the hip area, pull up in the hip. Toe tap followed up by a heel dig. Big movement, make it as big as you can. Even feel like you're over exaggerating the movement. Same in seated, just in a forwards perch position. You might want to hold on to the side of your seat just to help not start rocking backwards or leaning backwards. And there you've got your same movement there. If you want a little bit of extra support, or if you want to do just another quick round of ankle mobility, you can come into the support of your chair and then put a small heighted leg lift in and go from that point. There we are. How's that for you all? Feeling good? I think I've done loads on those. But sometimes something just feels good and you want to do just a bit more. There you go. Right. Top to toe, all those key joints and key movements truly addressed in this 8 AM. Hope that felt good for you. Maybe 1 or 2 extras might make you feel better at certain points throughout your day. So stick in a bit of a crowbar of one of those moves, and it will benefit how you're feeling, I'm sure of it. All right, everyone, thanks for your participation and your company. Glad to hear that you feel a little bit lifted. Enjoy singing with Brian, singing for the brain, Gillian. Have a good day. You've got a double Bex later, so I'm done for the day as far as Make Movement Your Mission goes. I'll see you tomorrow on the 8 AM again.